Hello and welcome to my video overview of Remind. So we'll start out with what is Remind. Remind is a platform that is at its core kind of just a messaging service. It works on any internet-based device. I'm using it on a Windows laptop, but it also works on Google Chromebooks, smartphones, be they Android or iPhone, anything that can connect to the internet. Remind works on. And it allows for confidential messaging. And I don't mean to say that the person who's messaging is anonymous so much as that they don't need to provide any personal information that they're not necessarily comfortable with. On the screen, you'll see the home page, but I'll show that in a moment. It took maybe 5-10 seconds for me to sign up with it using my Google account that I already had. It does require you to sign up. It follows all the federal privacy guidelines. I'll show you in a bit. There's an option for if you have students that are under 13 because it takes that into account with its own collection information. And if you're like me and you're not terribly comfortable with the idea of giving out your personal contact information, but you want to maintain that contact and that accessibility to your students, this might be something to take a look at. You give a class code, which on this screen you'll see in the top left right here. Each class, I've got two examples here, has its own code. They're randomly generated, or you can put your own code in. It's up to you. You can change those under settings right here. And you'll notice I've said they're not affiliated to a school. You can be affiliated. It's got two settings. There's the free version, which you just sign up for and is directed towards teachers trying to keep up to 10 classes. I've only got two, but you can have up to 10. And I want to say that they can have 150 participants, so it's quite substantial. And you can come in, you can change the visibility, how easy is it for people to find the class, how well can they speak with each other, and here's that 13 or older that I mentioned before. And you can set different class owners. Now, class owners can see and send messages to all class participants. It is important that Remind keeps a track of every message that has been sent. This can be obviously a good thing, but it can be you have to be careful. You have to make sure people are aware that they don't get to go back and edit or change their messages. Once it's been sent, it's been sent. So it's good for making sure that if somebody says something, you can go back and find out exactly what wording they used. You can go in. The messaging is very intuitive. You send a message. You can choose who you send it to. You can send it to all the classes. You can send it to specific individuals. And away it goes. It's nice and easy. As I mentioned, when you're inviting people, you can add people. It's very easy. You can add phone or email, but nobody else has access to that. And they're not necessarily required to give that to you. As you can see off to the left, there are other options for joining a class. But nobody is going to see the information. So nobody's going to get your personal contact information. Nobody's going to get another student's personal contact information from this site. But they will still be able to communicate with each other. And it comes with printable PDFs that you can put out, in-person instructions, what to text. If you want to join, this only works in the United States, by the way. Or you can send an email link. You can include parents, not just the students. There are instances of using it to send out, I think one gentleman said physics scavenger hunts, that sort of thing. So he'd send out a message saying, look for an example of Newton's third law in action right now, send it to me. Or engaging parents by saying, hey, this is what we talked about today. Today we talked about photosynthesis, and so ask your students about photosynthesis, or how plants use carbon dioxide to make energy instead of oxygen, and why this is important to us. So it's a really good tool for trying to engage your students and expand the classroom outside of the physical building. And so if you think that it might be a good fit for your classroom or your teaching style, I would encourage you to give it a look. The paid example is for schools and districts. It does include a translator service, which is always a good thing if you have English second language learners or families that might not be very proficient in English. So I would encourage you to also encourage your administrators to give it a look if that's an issue in your school district. And otherwise, thank you very much for your time, and I do hope you have a good day.